going, guys? This is Mike Orlando from Adrenaline Mob, and you're listening to Backstage Access, where the show begins.
Hey, this is Chris with Backstage Access, and we are happy to have with us today Mike Orlando from Adrenaline Mob. Welcome, Mike. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us today, Mike. We do appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Now, before we talk about the new record, can we find out a little bit about the new band members, Dave and Jordan? How did they kind of get brought on board, and how are things going so far with the two of them?
Sure. I'd be glad to. Well, they are phenomenal musicians and great guys right off the bat. So that's a huge thing for us. You always want to get along with people, and they're just awesome to be around. And the musicianship is just off the charts. Jordan was recommended to us through the Twisted Sister camp.
Okay.
Russell had been doing a festival overseas, and a good friend of ours, Danny Stanton, had said, please talk to the crew guys. We know you're looking for, a replacement. And we're all very close, obviously, through AJ and Twisted and Adrenaline Mob. So they just recommended him to Russ, and Russ had him do a bunch of videos for us. The funny thing is I had played with Jordan on a special show with myself and Mark Mendoza and JJ French from Twisted one night.
Okay.
Just never put it together, and it's like, oh, that was you at that show that we did. So it was kind of funny. It just came full circle. But that's where it came from, and he did these videos for us, and it was just, amazing. He blew us away. What a ball of fire. Lightning in a bottle, Jordan is. And Dave Z he's a phenomenal bass player, great guy, and he as well came from Russell playing in Trans-Siberian Orchestra with him. Okay. So he developed a relationship with him, and it just really, came like that. It was real natural. He just like, this guy is a great player, total pro, great guy, and what more can you ask for,
Sure, fantastic. Now, let's talk about the new record that's going to be coming out this June, We the People. Can you tell us a little of the background on the record? I've heard some things, there's a little bit of political message with it, but what was the inspiration for this record? What kind of brought it together?
Sure. Yeah, there's definitely some of that. I mean, how could you not, viewing what's been going on and what still is and what will be for, quite some time now, I guess. I don't take any certain stands or sides and stuff, but, when I had just started to sit down and work on all the music for the album, I had just, the first song that I started with was a song called Blind Leading the Blind. And it kind of tells you right there, that there's definitely a political spin on it, so to say. But we're never too heavy in the approach. Me and Russ, when we do the lyrics, we never try to be completely, one-sided, or we just try to give, an outlook on things.
Sure.
So yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of very cool scenarios and stuff. There's always retrospective tracks. A track called Bleeding Hands is reminiscent of Indifferent. Okay. From the first album, where it's like I basically was just that song I wrote about my life, just looking back on my life. And Bleeding Hands is a combination of myself and Russell, us both looking back, and seeing things and just mistakes and stuff, and seeing them through our bleeding hands, So there's some really cool messages like that, and it's a well-rounded album, a lot of good topics, and very interesting lyrically.
Okay, and is that how the writing process kind of goes? You handle the music, and then you and Russell get together for the lyrics?
Yeah, it's always been, I'll basically write the album musically. I'll do all the drums and the bass and the guitars, and and just do, that's our pre-production, which we try to make it sound as, as great as possible, because it gives a good look on what the song will sound like. And then I'll usually go to Russ with, this time was a lot. I had 18 to 22 tracks of completed material, and we couldn't even finish it. We didn't get to all of it, obviously, and then the hard task of not doing certain songs, and but that's how it starts. I'll bring all the music to, so we can start working on vocals and melodies, and some songs I'll sing, and I'll do some of my stuff and my thoughts, and stuff like that. And then the next process is always, Russ and I doing lyrics and vocals.
Now, what about the actual recording of the album? Do you guys kind of go into the studio together as a band, or is it just tracked individually?
Well, everything is done at my place. We've tracked every album here since the first one. So my Sonic Sound Studios is where everything is engineered and tracked. And I do the mixing and the mastering as well here. Pretty much everything on all the albums except the first one, where I just engineered. But yes, it depends. Sometimes it's, back in the day, it would be me and Mike, throwing tracks down, and me and AJ throwing stuff down, and so it's always usually just starts with me and the drummer.
Okay.
And then I'll go in and I'll do the bass. Vocals are obviously always last, and it's pretty much how it's always been.
Okay. Now, what about the artwork on the records? Do you have any input on that, and how is that decided? Because there's always very cool Adrenaline Mob covers, and I like this one that's coming up with the whole angel on the one shoulder, devil behind the other shoulder kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's always us. It's always, Russ and myself kicking back and forth ideas. The angel and the demon is from the first album. If you look on Omerta, our mascot is on every cover. Right. And in his pocket there was a card that had, or if he was holding it, either he was holding it or it was in his pocket. And the card had the angel and the demon, and that's where we always, everyone has the good and the bad thoughts. So yeah, that's basically, the new cover is real cool. It's our guy as the president, and the angel tells him to do one thing, and the devil leans in a certain way. So, as with all politicians.
Well, what about the tour plans? I know it's maybe a little bit early because the record doesn't come out in June, but do we have anything set yet?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we will be releasing any day the first U.S. leg, which will be 30 major cities across the United States. And then we will do a second U.S. leg in the right in the beginning of the fall. So September, October, and we have a lot of great stuff, planned. We have something really great already booked in 2018. So very exciting stuff. We're going to take the cycle clear into next summer. So
awesome. Now
it's going to be our biggest track.
What can we kind of expect to see if we go to an Adrenaline Mob show for the first time? What would a fan expect to happen?
Definitely a lot of adrenaline. Live is, to me, where the band always comes to life. I know a lot of bands say that, and that's great, because live should be an experience where the album is just jumping off into your face, from what you know of the album, and taking you to the next level. So we always try to put an energetic show on. Lots of great playing. Jordan, the new drummer, is just, we call him Animal, like from the Puppets. The Muppets. I'm sorry, the Puppets. From the Muppets, where he's just like, that's all you see is hair and sticks. And Dave is a really great showman, man, and me and Russ, we do our thing as we always have, and it's just a lot of fun. We're always up there, we're always smiling, having a great time with the audience, and just taking the songs to the next level, just that next level of excitement.
Sure. Now,
and energy.
When you're going out on the road, I'm sure you bring an arsenal of guitars with you, but do you have a favorite, a kind of a go-to guitar?
I do. I usually bring a lot of guitars, because we also have a lot of different tunings and stuff, so it's not just wanting to have, a vault of 9 guitars out with me. Although it's great. I'm a Charvel Jackson guy. Been a Charvel guy for 6 years. Just signed on with Jackson, so I'm proudly endorsing both Charvel and Jackson guitars. And the new Jackson line is phenomenal. There's a series called the Pro Series, which I have 4 models of that line in all different looks and stuff. So those are my favorite right now. I have a custom Charvel that I've been playing for the last 2 years that I tour with always, so that's become one of my buddies. But it's just all Charvel Jackson. Love them. Cool.
Now, the band's gone through a lot of lineup changes, and of course, it's just been a little over 2 years now since you've suffered the loss, of AJ. How difficult is it to keep pushing forward every time it changes in the band?
We always look at it as a new energy.
Okay.
It's never a bad thing. It's just, okay, where do we take it from here? Or what do we do now? I never look at it as something bad. I always look at it as something exciting because you're bringing something else in. When AJ came in after Mike, AJ was, for us, he was incredible. I mean, AJ Pirro is a drum legend. Going from one drum legend to another drum legend.
Right.
So, we're really, happy to have the talent that surrounds us in this band. But, no, I always think of it as something exciting. And now, with Jordan, obviously, to us, this isn't a member change because, AJ, God rest his soul, passed away.
Right.
So, AJ would be rocking with us at this point,
Absolutely.
So for us, it's just it's like, okay, how can we take this to the next level yet again? And Jordan really has. He's a combination of both the drummers, but just, my God, he takes it to the next level. He's, like I said, lightning in a bottle.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing that live, hopefully this summer sometime.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're excited. Again, this lineup, we are so happy, me and Russ. These guys are really fantastic, well-rounded. Everything across the board. Musicians, great guys, showmanship. So, man, we're so stoked.
Super. Now, can you give us a quick update on what else you've got going on? Don't you have some Sonic Stomp DVD set coming out soon?
Yes. I filmed it last year on one of my tours over in South America.
Okay.
So that will be coming out probably late fall. We're looking at October release for that. And right before that, I will probably re-release Sonic Stomp 1 and 2 just to kind of set up for the DVD.
Okay.
And so that's next up on my chart. Always doing Sonic Stomp. But, the time off from the Adrenaline Mob when we just had to decompress from losing AJ. I do my Sonic Stomp thing. And also, Nocturnal, which is my Sonic Stomp guys over in Brazil. Love them.
Great. Now, sounds like you've got a lot coming up, and we wish you all the best with it. The great new album's going to be coming out. We can't wait till that in June, and hopefully we'll get a chance to check you guys out on the road.
I hope you do. And again, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Walking tall, towards the ring, tell yourself to get ready. Clench your fist, take a breath, shit's about to get hurt.